Hi, thank you for joining me. Today we are doing a navy bean soup with sausage. So right now I'm getting the pan turned on and some coconut oil put in the pan. And now while that's heating up, I'm going to get the sausage cut up. And I'm just cutting them in round pieces. And this also, by the way, is just a half of a link. I'm using the Eckrich sausage, smoked sausage. And I did just a half, so I would have more pieces of sausage to use for other meals. And get the coconut oil put back away. And now taking the sausage over to be put in whenever the pan is hot enough. And I just put one piece in there just to test how hot it is and stuff, see if it's ready. And now I'm getting, excuse me, I'm getting the rest of it put in there. And just spreading everything out so it all cooks evenly. And turn the fire down now that it's cooking good. And now I pulled a bowl out for the potato. I'm going to get that cut up because this will be going in the pot as well with the beans. I had to grab another knife because that one just wasn't working well for for potatoes. So I had to get one that worked better. And get all those in the bowl. Some pieces I was cutting in half again because they were still a little too big. But this is also optional. I mean, you don't have to cut. If you want to keep pieces bigger, that's fine. That part is optional. And they were still trying to stick together. Okay. And now I'm going to go over and flip the sausage over and get that checked on. Which of course it was all ready to flip over. Okay, now I'm going to let that side cook. And while that's doing that, I'm going to cut up some onion. With as far as how much onion, that's optional as well. I mean, some people like a whole lot of onion, some people like just a little bit, and I'm one of those that is like kind of in between. You know, I don't want too much, but I don't want, you know, too little. So, there's no specific measurement to that, like a cup or anything like that. It's just however much your heart desires. And get the onion put away. And now I'm checking on the sausage again. And some of it was ready, or quite a bit of it actually was ready to come out. So I'm just doing one at a time, just making sure that each of them are ready, because sometimes some need to cook more and some don't. Alright, and I got the fire turned off and taking the pan off of that burner. And I'm going to set the sausage aside for the moment until I'm ready for it. And I'm going to get some olive oil into the pot now. And when that gets hot, I will put the onions in just to saute them a little bit. Alright, and I moved you a little bit closer so you can somewhat see what's going on inside the pot. And I'm just tipping it over a little bit so you can see how it's sauteing. It's starting to change color a little bit. And time to stir it around a bit. Make sure it doesn't burn. And so other sides can cook as well. And now you can see that it's changed color. So it's cooked a good bit. And now I'm going to add some potatoes. Or the potato that I cut up, I should say. And I'm just letting that cook a little bit, just get kind of hot, because when I add everything else in, it's going to boil and cook then as well. And stirring that around a bit so everything can cook good, or heat up good, I should say. It just, letting it, doing it like this helps it start getting hot, and it helps the potato not be so hard, so it softens better when you go to boil it. And now I have my measuring cup. Oh, well, that part ended up being missed, but as you can see, there is some liquid in there. I had added some vegetable broth, as well as putting the, what do you call it, the beans in as well. Somehow that part got missed, but I added vegetable broth and the beans, and now I'm waiting on it to get hot. And I also, by the way, I added the sausage as well in with everything else. I'm sorry, that part got missed and I did not realize it. Just waiting for that pot to boil. And once it does get boiling, I set the timer for 30 minutes. And you can see the steam starting to come up. I'm just stirring it around. So, you know, everything's just mixed good as it starts getting hotter. But as I was saying, I set the timer for 30 minutes. Once that got good and boiling. And it's steaming away. And I'm going to give it another stir. And once it was done boiling that 30 minutes that I said I set the timer for, that was pretty much it. I spooned some out onto the bowl and I was ready to eat. And I think I turned the heat up a little bit more just to get it boiling faster, because as you can see, it seemed to be not boiling quite yet, but now it's boiling good. And I also added some seasonings. I added thyme and garlic salt and onion powder. And yes, in case you're wondering, it did smell delicious as it was boiling, and tasted delicious as well. And I decided, while I was waiting on that to boil, to go and wash the pan. And I was just wiping down any mess on the other side of the stove while that was cooking. And give it another stir. And I added a little bit of water to it because it seemed like it was cooking, the liquid was cooking down. So I just did a few drops of water, which of course that stopped the boiling. So that had to get back up and running again. But it's all good. Hope you give it a try. Thanks.